more of a serious stream. So we got our pens up, got our notebooks ready. Let's take some notes. Here we go. So we see Ogre, Lunala. Yo, we got a sub from Asperia. Yo, resub. Best of luck in battles tonight. Oh, that's how I want to start this off. That's how I'll start this off, my guy. And we got some bits coming in. Yo, Kartana. Oh, man. Incineroar. Thank you guys so much. Incineroar. We got Coco. And we have Amoonguss. All right, so we got some bits, we got some subs. Yo, let's start this up. 7 months. Yo, you're right about to be a Butterfree, my guy. Thank you so much for the consistent support. You're one of the OG people back when we started to do this full time. So one of the problems with this team is like Lunala Ogre. I'd much rather fight like Zern Ogre or like Lunala Zern. But like Zern Ogre's a little bit more serious. We get to watch the pressure in his lab. I'm stoked. Yeah, dude, we're trying. We got 30 seconds left. I haven't even started talking about what I want to start to talk about yet. The professor, yeah, we're going to try. We're going to actually go with a Coco lead here. So we're going to go Coco. In this scenario, you go Coco Dugtrio because we're testing a flowchart right now. We're testing a flowchart to see if it actually works. So we go Coco Dugtrio, and then it'd be correct to go Serena in case you wanted to go Incineroar here, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to not do that. I have 10 seconds. This is just not good. We have to go Gyarados, and oh, we're going to go Groudon. I'm an idiot. I don't like this at all. I really don't like this. I dislike. I send my dislike regards. I need more time in the team preview to talk about shit. I had 30 seconds. Man, yo, this is going to be a really rough matchup. Kartana is the Pokemon that puts it on its head, and you know the Kartana is coming. So, like, I'd love to see a Kartana lead, but if it's Kartana Incineroar, that's kind of bad. There are good things to see about Kartana Incineroar, though, so I'm just going to be taking my notes, and I'm going to be trying my best. Like I said, we're testing flowcharts tonight. So he actually brought Amoonguss, which is not normal in this matchup, because I've never actually seen people really bring the Amoonguss. Look at my team. I have like Groudon, I have Ho-Oh, I have a Coco. It's like, why would you actively bring that Amoonguss? But hey, to each his own. So we got Coco Trio. All right, Coco Dugtrio versus Amoong Incin. And there are actually good things to see from this situation. One of the good things is, if you always want to look on the positive side of things, is that the Amoonguss and Incineroar have very, very low KO potential on anything. That board pressure state brings absolutely nothing to the table other than like redirection and like spores, but like I have electric train up. Yo, literally just woke up. Perfect. Really cool to see some Ultra Sun and Moon. You know what? I'm trying. So anyways, yeah, we're going to go for a big discharge, and I think we're actually going to hard switch out Dugtrio for... Oof, I don't want to switch in Gyarados. It's so bad. I think we're actually just going to protect the Dugtrio and leave it on the board for one turn, because as long as we have this on the board, he can't switch. He can't switch anything. That's the power of Dugtrio. It has Arena Trap, and if anything's grounded, it can't switch out. So I hope he fake outs my Dugtrio. You would think he would want to fake out the Dugtrio in this situation because Dugtrio has a higher % chance for Sash. So let's see. Rage Powder, totally fun. Like I said, we're going for the big discharge, boys. Let's see who he's not fake outing. I think he's probably U-turning the Dugtrio then, or going for a knockoff or something. We'll see. Yeah, we got some UK people. Can we get a pair? Pair on the Amoonguss. I'll take that. That's pretty good so far. And Incineroar goes for U-turn. Into Coco. That's actually fine. I would like to see him potentially bring in a Kyogre. If he does bring in the Kyogre, I will do the same discharge play, but I'll also mix in an EQ because there's a high chance that it's Scarf Ogre. We also get to write down on his team. We get to see, there's the Ogre. So right now he does not know that we're Scarfed Coco. He has absolutely no idea that it's Scarfed Coco. Yeah, there's like a bunch of UK people, but we see Ogre. And I'm actually happy that I didn't switch up my Dugtrio there, because if I would have switched in my Groudon, which he expected me to do, he definitely expected me to switch the Groudon in there, it would have been a really bad spot. Like Groudon would have had its weather canceled. So what we're going to do here is we're again going to go for Discharge. We are going to outspeed that Kyogre, and we're going to get it very, very low. I don't want to go for a Sucker Punch because we can get Rage Powdered, and I wonder if he's actually going to play around that. He can't switch the Amoonguss out, so the best thing he can do is try to like Rage Powder or with like a Clear Smog or something like that. I'm just going to go for Earthquake because our Coco's going to take a significant amount of damage. I really don't think that like there's a way Coco gets out. Actually, you know what? Let's just go for... I gotta still Earthquake. I still gotta do it. He can't switch, and that's totally Scarf. That's totally Scarf Ogre. So Discharge doesn't affect Dugtrio. We're gonna hit the Amoonguss. We're gonna do a ton of damage to Kyogre, but it's not gonna KO at all. But hopefully Dugtrio can finish it off. So Water Spout's gonna be coming. It's gonna be a lot weaker. But it's still gonna be enough to like clock the Sash on my Dugtrio and hit my Coco. And like I said, if we can get the Ogre off the board, the rest of this game is going to be a lot easier for my boy Groudon. So I know we're Earthquaking our own Coco, but we're trying to take out the Kyogre. We still don't take out the Kyogre. Never Lucky Strike him once again. Oof. It's alright. It's okay. So we lost our Coco, and he's paralyzed on the Amoonguss. It's actually really good. So we lost our Pokemon first, but he's really, really low at this point. We can actually just bring in Groudon, and again, remember, he cannot switch. That's the strength of this team. He cannot switch. He has to just sit there and eat it. Again, I really do think it's Scarf Ogre. So I think I'm going to bring in the Groudon and just kind of leave him here to do whatever he wants. I think I'm actually going to go for a weird play. We can actually see that the Kyogre was Scarfed, though, because it was faster than my Dugtrio. You explain so good? I'm a professional at this game. I haven't even started to explain things. I actually play this game. This isn't like let's go happy fun times. This is like serious business. So what we're going to do here is, again, since he can't switch, the best he can do is go for Protect with the Amoonguss. We're still going to Fire Punch that. We're going to let him do that, and I have absolutely no problem with it. And I think we're actually just going to go for a Rock Slide in case something goes wrong. I think Rock Slide still might be able to take out the... Actually, we're just going to Protect. That's the right play. I don't care if you Water Spout me, but I don't want to lose my Dugtrio, and I don't want to go for a Precipice Blades. I'll just Protect for a turn, because I think he's just going to continue to Water Spout. I'll let him do the tickle damage to my Groudon with the Water Spout. There it is. Like I care. Like I absolutely care. I'm actually going to switch in my Gyarados next turn. So, like, I'm going to switch in the Gyarados, Protect Groudon. We're going to go for a really, really good play. Fire Punch will be able to KO the Amoonguss. Really like seeing no Aqua Berry, so Amoonguss is going to be going down. So that's his first Pokemon down. So we know he has Amoonguss down. He has Incineroar in the back. Kyogre's at 1 HP for the most part. I'm in a very good spot. All I can do is switch up my Dugtrio. I can re-bring out the Dugtrio and go for an unintimidated Earthquake against that Incineroar if I really wanted to. But playing Ultra Stone Moonguss quick because it's so complicated, you just got to put the work in. You just got to put the work in. So Incineroar, really good spot for Incineroar. Like I said, that Kyogre is completely stuck here. I think he's going to fake out my Groudon and go for a Water Spout again. And I think there's absolutely no problem in that. But we're going to, let me see how I want to do this. I think I'm going to switch the Dugtrio out because I think Sucker Punch will KO if I'm unintimidated, right? So we're actually just going to protect the Groudon. I don't need to eat that damage from the Incineroar. I don't actually just need to eat that damage. No one said, hey, you gotta eat that damage. So we're gonna be switching out here, and we're gonna be showing the rest of my Pokemon. So we've shown all 4 of my Pokemon now. Alright, so we've seen Amoonguss, his Incineroar, his Kyogre's at 5%, his Incineroar's about 70%, so I'm taking notes on all this stuff. I'm like writing all this stuff down and writing all the moves that we see. Groudon's going for Protect to block the Fake Out because I don't need to take free damage, and next turn his Kyogre's most definitely going to switch. He's most likely to Fake on the Groudon, yes, and he's going for the Water Spout because Water Spout outspeeds what was the Dugtrio slot, and it could chip the Groudon as well, so we know for a fact 100% that he's going to be switching out the Kyogre, so we just have to analyze what his Pokemon in the back could be. I really do think that it's going to be the, I think it's going to be Lunala. So let's think about what it could be. We've seen Ogre, we've seen Amoonguss, and we've seen Incineroar, right? It could be Kartana, Lunala, or Koko. If it's Koko and has Grass Knot, it's a little bit of a problem, but we do have a Dugtrio, so we're not in a terrible spot. I really do think, though, that it's going to be the Lunala, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go for a Precipice Blades because we know that we want to hit the Incineroar. That'd be a really good spot, and we're going to go for a Thunder Wave on the Kyogre. This is a win-win because if he is switching into something like Kartana, getting a Thunder Wave, absolutely perfect. Rinse and repeat, knock him out of the park. As long as it's not Koko, we're in a good spot. It's Lunala. I made the right play. Hopefully I can hit my Thunder Wave. That'd be very, very beneficial. Precipice Blades gonna break the Lunala's shield move, or shield ability. How do you know what move they're gonna choose? I'm a professional. I said this. I've been doing this for like 7 or 8 years, and I just know I've been playing it long enough. And even though I don't play that much anymore, it's just like riding a bike. It's just like riding a bike. So Lunala is going to get paralyzed, and it's going to make it so Groudon has a huge power play. Now, the one thing about this guy's team, we haven't actually seen this guy go for a Z move at all yet. So no burn, hopefully. No burn, no burn. Perfect. All right, so Electricity disappears. It's absolutely fine. And we haven't seen Z move yet, so there's a very, very high chance that his Lunala is packing a Z move. We know there's a Scarf on his Ogre. His Kartana is most likely holding his Sash. It's either Z move on Koko, which is highly possible. It might also be Life Orb or Specs on Koko, which he didn't bring. But I think it's Z move Lunala. So I think for this turn, I'm just going to play it extremely passive. I think that's probably a decent idea. Let me actually just check my Gyarados. Am I intimidated? I'm not. Actually, fuck that. I'm going to Protect with Groudon and just go for a Waterfall into the Incineroar slot. Remember, I have a Dugtrio. I can KO that Lunala whenever I feel like it. I just gotta play smart. My timer's getting a little bit low. But let's see. There's the Wide Guard. Okay, so Wide Guard, we see Wide Guard. WG. Wide Guard. So big waterfall potential damage here. So it puts him within range for anything I want to go for. Goes for a U-turn. Blocked, boys. Oh my goodness. I'll take those all the way to the bank. And remember, we can grind out that Kyogre with like literally any of these mons. I just have to play it absolutely perfectly. Got some level 100 Pokemon Perfect Ivy. Nah, I'm good. I use my own stuff. So the problem is that Lunala is still like kind of a threat. We have an intimidated Groudon, right? And we have... Let me think about how I want to do this. I think I want to switch my Groudon out, but I don't know if I should. Because if I switch it out... Let's actually just switch it out. I think it's fine. And switch out Groudon and go for just another Waterfall, because Gyarados is exerting like a ton of dominance. Does Wildcard reduce the damage taken? No, it says AoE effects, like moves that hit multiple Pokemon, just don't work. It's to protect for your whole team. So we're switching to the Dugtrio, going for the Waterfall. We want to KO this Incineroar this turn. Incineroar going down is absolutely massive. He's going to be able to bring in the Kyogre, and Lunala is going for something. So he's either going for, like, oh, he's going for a Para. I will take those all the way to the bank. We are going to Sucker Punch the Kyogre. We are going to, and also note that he's reactivating the Drizzle. Like, thank you, my boy Gyarados, coming in with the Para Flinch. Yo, I'm not competitive, but I don't think I can compete in this kind of level. Well, hopefully if you watch my videos, you can learn a lot more, because as you said, I'm very good at explaining things, and I usually say why they like to do the things. It's a lot of conditioning and stuff like that. Always lucky, caught another stream, was watching Let's Go today to see you play the game. Yo, that's the play. So Kyogre, we haven't actually shown Sucker Punch. We could do two plays here. We could go for a KO on the Lunala, Sucker Punch, Waterfall, or we could go for a KO on the Kyogre. We're going to Sucker Punch the Kyogre because we know it's going for Thunder, and Sucker Punch will definitely be able to KO from that range, and then Waterfall boosted by the Rain, boosted by Stab. Going into Lunala has a 20% chance to flinch, and there's also a Para potential on top of that. So Sucker Punch coming in, humongous Scarf Kyogre taking the L all the way to the bank. And let's see how much damage this actually does. I want to see if we can do... Yeah, that's fine. And another Para, I'll take it. I don't actually need these pairs to come in, but also note that I haven't walked down with Sucker Punch. So either he never attacks me for the rest of the game, or we just win. So Sucker Punch, 4 times super effective on Nala, and, you know, we come in big with that Waterfall. Perfect. We take those. We take those all the way to the bank. Yo, Tiny Bronco, my guy, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful night. So, very good first game. We saw all 4 Pokemon. We analyzed the situation perfectly. We scouted the Scarf Ogre. We played around it. We didn't really need any of the luck that we got. We got a couple of clutch Paras, but like we mostly did that for speed control. And also note that the turn we actually got that Para, we read him switching in based on the situation, and we conditioned him into doing that. So, we're going to save that game. We're going to save the game. Country roads take me home. We're going to save the game. And what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to go back and we're going to watch it. And we're going to talk about the game, like, as a whole, like, turn by turn. And we're going to break it down. And yeah, we're for going those to of show you guys why that don't I know, did what I did. I'm a professional at this game. I've been going all over the country for years playing Pokemon competitively. My Let's Go stuff is just like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to like actively doing stuff. So we can look at his team here. I have my Pokemon, my items are Scarf Copy Coco, we have a Focus Sash Dugtrio, we have a 50% berry on Gyarados and a 50% berry on Groudon. The effect of those berries are when you reduced yourself to below 25%, you proc these berries and restore 50% of your health. They're pretty good. I don't need a refresher, just don't know anything in the first place. It makes me want to get into the doubles format. There you go. So hopefully this is what this is for. If you look at his team is Incineroar, Amoonguss, and Kyogre and Lunala. So his other 2 Pokemon were Kartana and Tapu Koko. And so one thing I really want to talk about is I've been playing with this team off and on for a little bit over a week, and I really am surprised. In all of my notes, I see that when people have Pokemon like Amoonguss in their team versus my team, they rarely ever bring it. It's like a 1 in 10 that they bring it, and so if they do bring it, it actually is a really big tell to me that they have some of a combo team or a flowchart or something that they're doing, that there's a reason why they're bringing the Amoonguss. So one thing you got to think of when you're going to your games is every single Pokemon you see, there's a reason why you see it. All right, I'm going to read this chat. All right, I've been watching that every freaking day. No need to be so sensitive. Yo, it's just chill, guys. Oh my, it's another one. Hasagi, my guy, I asked you on like multiple platforms. You wanted it in the stream. You can still get in. I condition myself into save my games more when I lose than when I win. That way I can learn about my misplays, bad leads, what I can do different, and how I can change it for the next time. Yo, that's the correct play. We only played one game, so that's why we're saving it, looking at it right now. Yo. But anyways, like I said, there's a reason for everything. And so when I saw the Incineroar and the Amoonguss, one thing that really struck out to me is like, all right, why is this here? Like, what is this for? What is he trying to do with the Amoonguss lead? Obviously, I have Coco. Coco's so good against him. He also has a Coco to potentially turn off. Him bringing the Amoonguss in his team gave me a really big tell to say, if he brings Amoonguss, he's most likely cutting Coco, because those two kind of turn each other off. Coco's electric terrain makes it so Pokemon can't get put to sleep. Amoonguss uses Spore, and so it really just, I wrote down on my notes, like, -1 Coco, because there's a really low chance he's bringing Coco. Also note that if you look at his team, look at my team, he doesn't really need a ton of grass types, because I have these 4 Pokemon right here, but I also have Ho-Oh, and I also have some other Pokemon that grass isn't very, Serena. So he doesn't really like need multiple grass types. So I also looked at the team and I was like, he's probably gonna bring Kartana. So just from the fact that he decided to lead Incineroar and Amoonguss, the Amoonguss really was a huge tell that I could tell his complete 4 Pokemon just from his lead. And that's something you need to do when you actually get into VGC. Why you like Coco? That Lele. So, are you asking why am I using Coco over Tapu Lele? We're going to explain that in a second. But one of the reasons is I do not really need Tapu Lele in this team. And again, like, let's go, we use memes. Let's go, we have fun. And in VGC, we use memes, but there's, like, money on the line. There's, like, prestige on the line. Like, you travel all over the world to play in these tournaments for VGC. So it's like VGC is a lot more serious. You don't just use things all willy-nilly. There's a reason for everything. And like I just said, you can see the reasons for everything in your opponent's teams based off their team preview. All right, 15 hours sleep, Craigasm. That's ridiculous. But anyways, let's talk about my team. We're going to talk about the potential flowchart that my team can do. So like I said, my team is Scarf Coco, Sash Dugtrio, 2 50% berries on Gyarados, Groudon. We have a 50% berry on Ho-Oh, and then we have a 50% berry on Serena. So the strat is to lead Tapu Koko and Dugtrio, right? And so more often than not, a lot of people are going to lead that Scarf Kyogre and really try and mess with us. And so if you lead Dugtrio, my ability is Arena Trap, which says they can't switch. And so if you also look at the rest of my team, I have Dugtrio and Groudon, so I can actually go for Discharge with Coco, which we did in this game. But the plan is for them to lead Kyogre and literally whatever they want, and then they're like, fuck, I can't switch, and they're going to be revealed that the Kyogre, their Scarf Ogre is slower than my Scarf Coco, and I can just stun to them and one-shot them. That's the strat, that's the flow chart we go for. But that did not happen this game, and I managed to like pick up the pieces and make a really good game out of it. So we're going to hop into this one, and like I said, there's a lot of stuff you can go into reviewing and looking at like what your opponent's doing. And like I said, we already analyzed his full set of 4 based off of the 2 that he led with. Like, that's something you really got to work on when you're playing VGC. The next thing you want to work on is looking at, like, abilities, scouting items, potentially. This Amoonguss could have had, like, a 50% berry. It could also have had, like, a Paiapapa berry, which uses Psychic, or it could have had, like, an Aqua berry, which uses Fire, but it didn't, and we actually scouted for that later on in the game. So, we see Incineroar activate. It's going to activate based off its speed train, which is slower than Tapu Koko. It's going to give an Intimidate, which is really, really good against my team. Like, intimidating my Dugtrio actually comes in clutch later on in the game, but we're still absolutely fine. So, right there, we're going for a Protect. Remember, I have a Focus Sash, which says if you're at 100% and you eat like a Fake Out or any damage.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. It would leave you at 1. Rekiller 99, my guy coming in humongous. Thank you for the follow, my guy. We got the first follow tonight. I'll take it, my guy. Hope you're having a good one. And I'm curious, are you a VGC player or are you just stopping by to say hi? Either way, let me know. But yeah, so he goes for a U-turn onto the Tapu Koko, and the reason he had to U-turn there was because we have Arena Trap. He cannot switch. Otherwise, he would have just switched. So I think we're absolutely fine. We went for a Discharge. We chipped the Incineroar based off the AoE damage that's boosted by the power of the Electric Terrain and Stab. We paralyzed the Amoonguss, which was really, really good. Good thing about this lead is the opponent can't tell speed tiers. That's the thing. Like, he's coming in with this Ogre, and he's like, I'm going to rinse these guys up. And I'm like, I don't know about that, champion. So we're going for a Discharge again. His Kyogre looks to be really, really specially bulky. It's really weird. Like, I know it's Scarfed. It's obviously Scarfed because it's faster than my Dugtrio here. But I'm pretty sure he has one of those weird sets that's like speed, not that much in special attack, and then like HP. And so it's very, very weird EV spread for the Kyogre, and that's one thing that we learned by looking at this replay. So obviously we are intimidated on the Dugtrio. It's going to lower our attack stat by 1.5. So we KO our own Koko. It's a part of the plan. Like, again, getting the Kyogre that low is completely fine, and he's pretty much just neutered. He has an item called a Choice Scarf, right? So he can pick any one move, but as long as he's on the board, his speed is boosted by 1.5, but he can only use that move. So he's locked himself into Water Spout, which is a 150 base move if you're at full, and the lower your health is, the less damage it does. So right now, like, these Water Spouts tickle. Like, look how weak this is. And we're going for a really, really long play here. Remember, he can't use Spore because of Electric Terrain, and all my Pokemon are grounded. And so he's just trying to go for he's trying to trade his Kyogre for my Dugtrio. And again, that's another really, really big tell that his team is not set to deal with this Pokemon. He does not want to deal with the Dugtrio, and that just tells me right away, like, you don't have Kartana. That's the biggest tell. Like, you cannot have Kartana, and, like, I'm so safe. So he brings up the Incineroar, gets a good Intimidate on my Groudon, gets another Intimidate on my Dugtrio. So Dugtrio is completely useless. I don't think Sucker Punch can KO Kyogre from here, and I don't want to risk it, because I know that he has the Lunala in the back. I know that I can KO that Kyogre whenever if I'm unintimidated. So what we do here to condition him, we're doing this just to condition this guy. Is we switch in the Gyarados, we intimidate the Incineroar, very, very good, and now that the Arena Trap has left the board, we're protecting with Groudon in case he wants to go for some sort of, you know, fake out, U-turn, whatever play. Like, I don't want to take that free damage. I'm switching. Anyways, just stopping to say hi. I've been watching YouTube vids, came to see the Magic live. I'm a scrub. Nah, dude, you're the best. Any talent in Pokemon has been learned from your vids and now your streams. My guy, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for showing that follow so you can see we can go live every single day. And we do stream the Let's Go streams every single day. But since we already streamed once today, we're streaming VGC. So like I said, we conditioned him into this. We've given him the option to switch. And he's probably thinking like, yes, I have a shot to come back. And I know for a fact that Lunala is much more of a problem than a low HP Kyogre, which I can KO with any of my Pokemon. So I knew that he was going to switch. I knew that he didn't have Koko. I knew they didn't have Kartana, and I knew that it had to be Lunala based off of the team preview. So Lunala comes in, he gets his Berry Proc with Incineroar, and I go for a Thunder Wave. And Thunder Wave is such an uncommon move on Gyarados. I know you guys are used to watching that Let's Go. You're like, Dugtrio, Gyarados? Like, that's the bread and butter. Like, no, this is not standard. My team is the most unstandard thing you're ever going to see at, like, a competitive level. So Incineroar goes for a big flare, but this is boosted by the sun, but Gyarados has him intimidated, and he takes a little bit of recoil. And right here, like I said, I'm really trying to play around a Z move. We never saw it. We never saw it, and we also didn't see, like, a 50% berry. So I'm pretty sure that he was using Z move on the Lunala. Maybe like a weakness policy or something, but I'm trying to play around. We see a Wide Guard. I write that down. Remember, Wide Guard makes so any like AoE moves, like Precipice Blades, for example, would brick here. So we tried to block like a Precipice Blades play. I don't even know who can use those berries. Everyone can use a berry. So yeah, Incineroar already procced it. We block a U-turn because we know that's his strat. And then we're going to take a little bit of a risky play here. I'm trying to switch up my Groudon for Dugtrio. If for some reason he KOs the Dugtrio, I'm going to KO that Incineroar regardless. So I know that I'm KOing Incineroar if his Lunala KO'd my Dugtrio or my Gyarados for any reason. But if he KO'd the Dugtrio, I just bring in the Groudon. It's a Scarf Kyogre versus Groudon, and he wouldn't have his weather. My weather would activate last because I'm slower. So he would activate his weather first since he's faster. I'd activate my weather last since I'm slower. And then I would have the complete game over victory. Yo, hey, just popping in before bed. Hit me up on Discord for Seeking. Yo, thank you so much. Did you test it? It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. But, yeah, so at this point, remember, I know I can KO Kyogre with an unintimidated Dugtrio Sucker Punch, so I go for that. And I also can Sucker Punch Lunala. It's a 4-time super effective move because Lunala is a Dark Ghost type. You know you can mock battle the battle video, consider using Frisk and knockoff users as scout for team opponents. I've done all that before. I always save the videos, and when like I always am like a big proprietor of rebattling people. Like if you get knocked hard, if you lose, if you just get absolutely stomped by someone, run it back against the battle videos. I do that all the time. I do that all the time. All the time. I'm a huge proprietor of that. But very good game, very methodical. And the thing is, if I played one sloppy turn, you lose. You may think I absolutely dominated that guy, but if I didn't play that game perfectly, if there was one turn where I didn't do exactly what I did, if I switched badly, or if I protected, or if I used the wrong attack, I would have lost. VGC, you have no chance to come back. So you got to be smart. You got to be dedicated if you want to win.